Okay, we're on.
So here we are with another new knowledge session. Today we are pleased to have our own Tim Flanagan, the video guy is what he's usually known as. And Tim's going to talk to us about making your own video.
Well, thanks for having me here. I love talking shop, but right now we're having a few technical difficulties that Miss Sandy is trying to work out. But I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I've been making video content for over 20 years. I've got a YouTube channel that has over 500 videos on it. No wonder I'm so tired. On Facebook, I have over 300 videos. And just recently I started to do live streaming, well not recently, probably the last 3 years. Live streaming has become really, really popular as far as doing events, stuff for your business. But today what we're going to talk about is a very simple way to use video for your business. Now, has anybody used video before? Okay. Video, a lot of people are afraid of video because they think it's so technical, a little difficult. But basically, and I like the KISS method to keep it simple. And basically all you really need is a smartphone like this. It's a basic smartphone. This is a real neat little adapter right here. All this stuff you can find on Amazon real cheap. This little adapter, you slide your phone into here. You can put it on a big tripod or a little tripod. This gives you the stability that you need when you make your videos. Lighting is another thing that's real important. These kits, this is again on Amazon, there's a kit that's got 3 lights, comes with the bulbs, comes with 3 tripods, or 3 holders, tripod holders, light holder stands, and a carrying case, and I think it was around $40. I mean, you can't beat that for 3 lights. And the way these work, you put the bulb in the back, turn it on, and then this is what softens the light. Now, if you're in a real dark area, sometimes I'll take this umbrella off, and it opens up more light. But this gives you a real natural look, real professional look right here, and it's very, like I said, very inexpensive. Another thing is audio, and I don't have the picture of my audio, but there's a device that hooks directly into your smartphone, where your earbuds go, or where your attachment will go. And what you want to use, make sure you use, when you're using audio, is on your tip right here. You want to make sure you've got 3 lines instead of just 2, because 2 won't work. And sometimes you have to buy that little adapter that you would put into this that takes it from a 2 to a 3, and the 3 goes into your phone or to your iPad, and that's what makes it so you can use it. This was part of a kit again on Amazon made by Asden, A-C-D-E-N. Came with 1 lapel mic, lavender mic, and then a handheld mic, and I think it was around $100. And I use those all the time. They work great. Just started producing a online show called Appalachian Living that we tape over here at Hartwood, and I use 2 mics, the Asden mics and the lapel mics, and they work great. Again, very simple stuff, not really expensive, but that's what works the best. And how are we doing on the download this thing?
Is it finished up there?
Still got 5 minutes on the download.
Okay.
Okay, till we get the presentation up, I'm going to tell you about what two things that I use. One website is called Animoto, A-N-M-I-N-T-O. Super, super, super easy to use.
A-N-M what?
A-N-M-I-N-T-O, Animoto. It's got a 14-day free trial, and it starts at $8 a month for just your basic package. 24 gives you some more bells and whistles, and I think the more expensive one is like $36 a month. And I use the 24 because it opens you up to more selection, and you can make longer videos. But basically, it's probably nuts I can't show you. Basically, all you got to do is, let's say like you take some pictures with your phone, with your iPad, or just download some pictures onto your computer. Go to Animoto, and they've got on the front page, they've got like 40 or 50 different designs that you can choose from as far as the layout, themes, that kind of like the holiday themes, that kind of stuff. And you open it up to create it, and what that does, it opens up a little timeline. And all you have to do is you can add pictures, you can add titles to it. It's all you can customize it. It's very easy. Again, very easy to use. But you open it up for your pictures, and it opens up the pictures on your computer or on your iPad where they're located, and you just click and drag them all to the timeline. You can adjust them where you want them. You can crop, you can lighten them, you can edit them. All that stuff is right there in front of you. Really easy to use. Now, the cool thing about Animoto is that you can, once you're done, you can preview it before you actually download it. So if there's something you're not really like, or maybe out of place, you can go back into it and switch it around. It looks very professional. That's what I use if I'm in a hurry. If I have a client who wants something done real quick, and I'll be using Animoto, I'll pick out a layout that will work real good. The cool thing, another cool thing about Animoto is that it comes with built-in music. You get a music file that you can just go through and scroll and see something that might tie in with the thing you're trying to create. Again, it's all right there, easy to use. Now, to get a little bit more advanced into it, is you can actually even use video too. What I did yesterday, I went up when I was over at Hartwood. I took like 20 pictures and made a video, and I was going to show you how easy that is to use. But you can actually download video into that Animoto timeline too. Let's see what else. With the music. Now, with the music, it is all public access, free to use. Now, if you want to customize it, you can go to a music file, music share website, and download some music that you want to use specifically for that particular project, and you can download that into your project on Animoto, where you can customize it. And this is really what I like about Animoto. You can take your video, and let's say like the song's 2 minutes long, and you don't have enough video to match up with the song. It'll tell you need 5, 6 more slides, and you go back in until it gets the timeline. But if it's a certain theme, you can actually time the cuts and the intersection of the video with the music. There's a selection that says match with the music, and it is the coolest thing. It saves so much time, and it'll match it up with the cuts of the music and the videos and the pictures, and it looks like it took you 3, 4, 5 hours to do it. It takes you 15 minutes, and that's another good thing I like about Animoto. It'll save you time, makes you look professional, and you can download it. Once you're done with your project, you can download it as a 720p for the raw file, and then you can take the raw file and you can upload to YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Now, again, one I can't show you. I did one for the young Roger Miller, who won I think it was the district wrestling for Virginia High last year, and I did a little presentation for him, a little award video, and all I did was go on his Facebook page and like take maybe 8, 9, 10 pictures off his Facebook page, and his mom took a video with her phone at the national or at the regional when he won, and there's a segment where he wins, and he shakes the hand of the coach and the opposing player, and then he runs to his coach and jumps in his arm, which is the coolest thing. So I took that video along with his pictures and put that on Animoto and made the file. But then they didn't have a song on their playlist that I really thought that I wanted to use. So I just downloaded the song, tagged it into the Animoto, and it really, I think it's got like 2,000 views on it. So Animoto, again, and it can be used for Android or iOS, either one, as far as how much you can upload it to. But again, it's real easy to use. The two things that I use the most is Animoto and iMovie. Again, iMovie, again, very super simple to use. You can use it. I use most of my stuff on my laptop or my desktop or laptop.
It says it's complete.
Okay. But you can also put it on your iPad, which is even cooler. I mean, it's so simple on your iPad. You can edit a movie once you do it. Once you shoot it and do the pictures, you can open up iMovie and edit it right there, and you're ready to go. But another good thing you can take is you can take your file that you've made from Animoto, download it, and take that file put it in iMovie, and you can jazz it up a little bit more. You can add titles, you can add transitions, picture in a picture. I mean, you can just really make it look professional. And again, that's why it'll save you some time, because Animoto will create the file, drop it down into iMovie, and jazz it up a little bit like that, and it'll take a long time. And then once you finish the product or the project with iMovie, you can direct download to YouTube, Facebook, or just create a raw file, and you can do with what you want. Now, what I definitely would recommend is if you don't have, if you're a business owner and you do not have a YouTube channel, I would definitely recommend go ahead and get a YouTube channel set up. Mainly because YouTube is Google's little brother. They're owned by Google. And once you upload a video to YouTube, you have a selection, a little bar across the bottom of all the different social media places you can share it with. It's so easy once the video is done to share it. And the number one thing you want to make sure that you do when you do a video on YouTube is hit Google Plus. Make sure you have you got to have a Google Plus account to make it work. But Google Plus, 99% of the time, will get that video on the first page of a search for your business. And I showed the ladies who I'm working with for Appalachian Living. I was telling them about that, and I Googled Appalachian Living, and you can do it now. You Google Appalachian Living with Tracy and Janie, you'll see the videos on the first page. I mean, you can't get, big companies pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get their videos and their business on the first page. There's some tricks on the trade on how to do that, but Google Plus is the best thing to use. And then you can use, you can put it on Pinterest, you can put it on Facebook. Again, those are all right there in front of you. It's very sensitive once you get it to your video on the YouTube. That's really about all I've got to go
Why don't you, let's go around the room and let everybody introduce themselves and talk about what they do. I will say two things on what Tim had said. First of all, on YouTube, and when you're attaching music to your video, if it is copyrighted, YouTube will not go to the next process that video and put it on your channel until you confirm that you have the rights and so forth to play it. Two, if you've got a Gmail account, you basically have a YouTube account and a Google Plus account. So most everybody anymore has sorry to turn my back to, has a Gmail account. And so that's two things that you're already there. If you've got a Gmail, you've got a YouTube account now. It's just a matter of logging into it and start uploading content.
And it's not that hard to do. Again, the biggest thing with any kind of video, social media, just takes time. That's all. It's a big investment. You really don't have a big investment other than your time. Gary, go ahead and walk around when we're in the room.
I'm Gary McGow. I do entrepreneur and small business counseling through the Chamber of Commerce. I'm also chairman of Bristol Organizations, which is an organization made up of nonprofits. And a lot of nonprofits want to have testimonials and stuff on their web pages. I'm just here to figure out how you do that and try to get Tim to come and give us a presentation.
I'm Mary Ragland. I am here for multiple reasons. I teach, so I use some videos in my teaching. I'm also president of the Highlands Educational Research Program, where we do a lot of literacy program, where we do a lot of training of kids and adults to read. And I also help out with the local time bank. So there's free areas where I can use help with videos.
Okay, very good.
I'm Chris Lang. I have Blue Ridge Kung Fu Arnis Academy here in Abilene. And I've kind of started to delve into the social media, trying to post some of the things that we do to work with Listy and just to kind of educate people on what we do.
Are you on Facebook?
Yes.
Very good. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Laura Baldwin. I'm here for two reasons. One is I'm a physical therapist and I'm active in my professional organization. And then I volunteer with the local community center. So it's basically non-profit reasons I'm here. And I homeschool my son, and I don't think we give kids enough business background earlier now. So
all this anyway. All right, yes, sir.
I'm Dale Craig, I'm with Appalachian Sustainable Development, and we use a lot of videos within our work. Just wanted to see what opportunities where we're not doing something that we could be doing to take it to the next level.
Hi, I'm Kim Stewart. We work for Southwest Virginia Community Health Systems, and we have a medical center in Meadowview in the town square. And we are the marketing department, so we're learning all that we can for multiple platforms to get the word out on the services that we provide.
That's a good point. I'm working with Mountain State Health Alliance, and they have a thing called Resource Center at the Kingsport Mall. They do classes, and what I'm doing for them is I'm recording their classes. I'm not streaming them live. I'm recording their classes, and then what they're doing with files is they're putting them on their website, putting them on their social media. So again, there's some people who just can't come to those classes. They have real good informative classes. So that's another way. If you're having some classes or some way to teach people, video is a good way to do that, and share it. And that's another good thing with YouTube. YouTube will give you an embed code, so if you want to put that video on your website, you just copy the embed code and put that on your website. YouTube, it's just, they make it almost too easy sometimes. A lot of people are afraid of the technology, but if there's something you don't know, you can always go to YouTube and find a video that shows you how to do it, tells you how to do it. Just like Animoto, they've got all kinds of videos that show you how to do your first video, holiday videos, all that kind of stuff. And that just go you from step to step. Any questions so far?
And then I will say and I'm Sandy Ratliff with Virginia Community Capital, and this today's program is a collaboration with the Washington County Chamber, the Virginia Highland Small Business Incubator, and the Community College, and of course VCC. We've been doing this, not only do we stream all these new knowledge sessions, but we also archive those to YouTube for people to use. And I can't tell you how many people from all over Virginia and East Tennessee that I've come in contact with that said, I missed your session, but I watched it. Or I've had small businesses say, I didn't know how to develop a press release, but they watched a press release that Jim Maxwell did a session, and it helped them. So that's what we use it here at the incubator, is to help, I guess, get those skills out, or those tips that businesses need. And we've been doing this for, thanks to Tim, got us started probably now almost 4 years, 3 years for sure. That's been on that we have archived on YouTube. But
the other thing that I'm interested in is a lot of nonprofits do. They have required trainings that they have to do to be qualified to do certain things, whatever that may be, counseling or answering the phone at home, or and I was familiar with some videos from the YMCA. I used to work at the YMCA for a while, and the insurance company that insures a lot of the YMCA's across the country they developed training videos for kids on buses and playground safety and all kinds of things that involve first aid and all that stuff. And it was a series, it was almost like a PowerPoint. They had a little bit of video, but it was a PowerPoint, and then someone would be reading, like they're presenting, that they would be reading the PowerPoint plus. So you'd have bullet points, but then they'd expand on those bullet points, and it was
Like a voiceover.
Yeah, it was a voiceover of the PowerPoint, and it was short of having the person standing there. It was very, very informative, and there was a lot of, unbeknownst to me, there was a lot of stuff that you need to know when you're dealing with all that stuff. And each nonprofit's got a little different program, and so training or orientation for new board members or whatever would be great if you could just go to YouTube and watch what's expected of you.
And I've done that before for someone wanted me to speak at a workshop, and it wasn't feasible for me to drive 5 hours to it for a 1 hour session. I used my PowerPoint using on my iPad, what Tim mentioned, iMovie, where I turned my PowerPoint into a video file, and then started for each slide speaking the content of what that explain each file or each slide, and then you save it, and you've got a movie that, and then I just exported it up to YouTube in a private channel and shared it with the group, and they could just put that right in the master thing, so it was like I was there, but I didn't have to yell at, cuss out any truck drivers on 81, which I've been known to do.
And that's, we're talking about using video as a training. You can also, as a small business owner, use it as a selling tool. Also, let's say like you have a new product you want to promote. The video, what I have learned with making videos all these years, it's all about content. Still got to have a decent looking video, but it's all about the content. And if you've got a new product that you want to push out and promote, shoot you a 2 or 3 little minute video explaining it. And then what you can do on YouTube is they got a little section, a little description box. So as people are watching a video, and I always tell my clients this, make sure you put your website as the very first thing in the description box, because as you're watching a video, your hot link to your website will be right there at the bottom. And then you're just going down maybe with a little bit of description. And that can be used as a selling tool. And again, it's another great way to save some money in advertising, because YouTube doesn't cost you anything. It costs you a little bit of time. And everybody's doing it. So competition may not be doing it, but a lot of people are doing it, who own businesses nationally. And again, the 2 products and monthly, you just can't beat as far as simplicity and saving some time. I do want to give a little plug in case my guys are watching. This is my iographer hat, which Sandy has. That is a super cool device. I'm the only one in the area using it, and what a great conversation starter it is. But no area has ever seen anything like that. That fits an iPad, and they also make one that fits an iPhone. And it's got little...
I'll let you show it. It's downloading.
Okay.
Load it right now.
And it's got these little devices right here where you can slide in a microphone, you can slide in a light, just whatever right here. And it comes with a place to put your lens, and it comes with 2 lenses that you can screw in. One is a telephoto, and one is wide angle. And that's what I use when I do my ball game. I live stream the Virginia High games, and all I do is put this on my tripod like that, put the telephoto lens in, and I'm actually shooting because of the way that it's set up. I'm actually shooting through a painted glass, but you really can't see until it gets dark. You might see somebody walk behind me, you can see the reflection. But I mean, that's the best way to do it. And when I first started, when I did it 2 years ago, I said I was going to be a big dog. I was going to set up 3-4 shots, and so I had an iPad here, and an iPad here, and an iPad here, and then you're talking to people who are watching the game right here. Well, my help didn't show up, so you can imagine me hopping around back and forth. I said, forget that. And this is just fine. Again, just trying to over promote it, I guess. But 1 camera, 1 iPad, and I did the VT game, and so far I've had 4,000 views on that thing. So again, it's content. It's about content. But this, like I said, this is called iographer. They're about $59 for the device. Switcher Studios is what I use for my editing. Again, it's all here on this iPad. It's like I'm having a mobile movie studio right here. I especially use it when I go live. I can add text, I can add lower thirds, I can add titles, picture in a picture. It is just so cool, and it's not very expensive, but it makes you look expensive. It makes you look real professional.
And what it allows you to do, you're producing the video
Yeah.
as you're streaming it. So afterwards, after the event, then that's less work that you have to
Yep.
do.
Yep.
So
it's
you're actually
already
telling it
edited.
which shot you're
Yep.
putting the plugs, and he does pre-advertisements of video that during the halftime or during the switchovers, he
I've
has a
been very,
video.
very fortunate this year. It's taken me a long time to get there, but I've got sponsors for my Virginia High game, and then I do a show called Voice of the Vikings, sports show, which we tape at Quaker State downtown, and I've got a sponsor for that. And then what we do is when he breaks for a commercial break on the radio, then I'll run my video spot. The same sponsor is Bill Gatton Honda, so the sponsor's not only getting commercial time on the radio, he's getting commercial time on the video. He's getting double whammy. So that's another thing. Switcher Studio. Again, you don't have to go to that extreme. You know, putting it on the loaders right here will work just fine. That just makes it a little bit easier where you can add the microphones. If you want to do an interview, you can hook this up to the wireless mic.
Well, you can see this is how we're using today too. An external microphone that'll allow you to have a little bit better, crispier sound.
Right. And again, that stuff's not really expensive.
Can I comment on that? I went and saw a couple of videos. If I were to make a recommendation on doing something different, it would be, instead of using that microphone, have one of those on the person presenting.
Yeah, the lapel mic.
Sometimes it's echoed and sometimes it sounds, you can't understand it. So just.
And, you know, that's a good point, because when you use a lapel mic, sometimes you do get that echo. And this is probably the best investment I've made as far as sound. It's called an iRig Pre. And what this does is, again, there's the three stripes I was telling you about that goes into your iPad. And XLR hooks into this, and then the other end hooks into my antenna, my receiver. And what it does, if it's not loud enough, because this has a gain on it, I can go up or go down on it. So I can actually control the audio, which is, I mean, the quality of my videos have improved 110% with this little guy. And I think this was like $60. This thing really works good. And you can also, it comes with a XLR where you can take this and let's say like I'm going to be live streaming tomorrow night, the Tennessee High Fall Choral Concert. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use like 4 cameras, 4 iPads, but the main one, which is called what I call the switcher, is where I want to control all the cameras from. And I'm going to take this, hook it up to my switcher, and then I'm going to actually hook it up to the soundboard. That gives you professional sound, no echo, nothing, and it all comes through that. And that's another option if you're doing something like that.
I'm still waiting for it to download now. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Let's see. Any other questions?
When that thing finally downloads, is the plan for you to walk everybody through just exactly how you do this?
Yeah, my plan was to take the pictures that I took from Heartwood and go right to Animoto and do a real-time video to show you how easy it is.
Do you ever use Microsoft Movie Maker?
That's a long time ago. Yeah.
And we do. I do that.
And then
I
there's
use
nothing
those
wrong
too.
with that. It works great. And what's that other one that you were about, Sandy? That's the Android based. We talked about it last time I was up here.
Microsoft Movie Makers.
Yeah, and there's another one that you were telling me about that is Android based.
Oh, there is quite a few out there.
Yeah, and again, you can research it, but the Animoto and iMovie are the two that I use the most.
Is Animoto easier than Microsoft Movie Maker?
Yeah.
That's got to be pretty easy.
And it's just drag and drop.
Somebody, I was doing a presentation for Healing Hands Health Center, and I only had a specific length of time, and they said, well, why don't you show the video? But the video was just going to be too long. So I said, well, why don't you give me the video, and I'll load it my computer, and I've never did this before. I said, well, I'll just putz around. So I loaded Microsoft Movie Maker, and I was able to shorten that thing and do all kinds of stuff.
Right.
It took me about 15 minutes to figure it out. And
Yeah.
I mean, it was so easy, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's the good thing about when you take Animoto and then take the file and put it on iMovie. You can do the same thing with that.
Man, it was easy.
But
Is there any other needs? I mean, like, what do you all want to use it for? I guess that would help Tim to understand, like, what some of the specific things.
now I've done everything from commercials using it to events, benefit shows, church services. I used to do church services, That's, everybody's doing that now, so, if you're not, if your church isn't doing it now, doing live streaming their services, but I know Sandy does hers, that would be a good way to kind of get your feet wet, is through that, is live streaming church service.
Well, what I wanted to talk to you about, maybe you're gonna do this here, is, for the nonprofit community, just to walk them through exactly, this is, if you wanna make a video, I'm gonna make one right now. We're gonna show you how to do it, walk you through it, show the software up there and show what you're doing, and walk them right through, so when they walk out of that workshop, then they can say, well, that wasn't so bad.
Right.
And at least they have a concept of what's required.
Right.
I mean, having some of the lighting and stuff, I'm sure is, if you're only gonna do one or two of these things, you probably don't need to invest all that.
Right.
Tim, you want to just go ahead and hook up to the, and actually use Animato? Which one do you use? Do you use Animato on this one?
I can actually just go to the website and I can show them how to do it. So just
Okay.
hook me up.
It's taken forever for whatever reason to download.
You can get Kathy Lowe in here and find out why she didn't pay her internet bill this month.
I don't believe it's that.
Excuse me, what did you call that small device again that you said was really helpful? It was like a $60 investment.
That's the volume.
Oh, the sound one?
Yeah, that.
It's called an iRig Pre, P-R-E.
I'll get it and show you.
All right. Again, you can start your free trial. Let me get signed in here real quick.
This is the Animoto you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You said there's a fee for this program?
You can try it for 17 days free, and then it starts at $8 a month. And you gotta be careful because you can choose the option where they take it automatically each month. Just make sure you don't click on that button because they'll take it out each month.
Just throw it to its teams. Tim, what's your orange thing?
iOgrapher, I-O-G-R-A-P-H-E-R. And the gentleman who owns it is just super, super nice. And all these guys are on Facebook. Well, that speedy internet.
You should have pretty
Welcome
good.
to our world.
I should have worn my BTS 10 gigabyte shirt today.
Show off.
Process.
BTS offers 1 gigabyte speed to every household that wants it. Fee for it, of course. But they're working on 10 gigabyte to every house.
Every house where.
In Bristol, Tennessee.
Tim, if you want to log into your account on mine, I've already got the software.
You already got it?
Well, I have the software, you just need to log on
Oh,
and then just plug it in.
look here.
I'm sorry, I came in a little late. Did you say there were places you went to download
There are sites that you can download, and I usually just Google for free music. Now, depending on what software you use to edit, a lot of times they have that built into it, that you can use their built-in software.
Do you have any favorite sites on the top, off the top of your head for the music?
You know, I've just always used what's built into it, because most of my stuff is like workshops and so forth like that, so I'm not doing a lot of videos. Well, I'm not doing a lot of videos that's with music, other than when I'm doing some drone photography flights around on the farm that I've done it. Oh gosh, I just went blank, but I know that there's sites that you can download. Same way if there's pictures that you want to use.
Okay, we're in Sandy's account. This is one of the videos that she made.
Me? Oh,
We should chat with it though, because if you want to find out, we can have
You just drop the pictures down, right?
I did, and you can do pictures and video.
Right. Now, that right there you see at the end, that Animoto, if you don't want that to be seen, the only way you're going to get rid of that is to drop the file into iMovie and just kind of flip it out. You didn't hear that from me. Let's see.
But can you show them how to develop one?
Okay, there's the monthly, it's $4.99, that's $4.99, but she's on light instead of the regular.
I use iMovie a whole lot.
Yeah.
Now, Animoto will work with both Droid and, I'm pretty sure it will work with both Droid and iPhone, iOS.
How often do you have internet issues up here?
It's not just internet. There is, it's also his file. He didn't have a connection to his Mac to do it on the projector, and didn't have it on his iPhone. So what we had to do was upload it, and you know how graphics files are, how big, and it's just taken a while.
Well, the reason I ask is last year or some time ago, you had a graphics workshop, and the lady wasn't able to get whatever she was looking for off the internet for some reason. She was so
That was her computer.
Pardon?
That was her computer.
Was it? Yeah,
Sometimes it's on Google
Okay.
Drive, sometimes it'll load, and sometimes it seems like the same size file will take 2 days.
Oh, I agree. And sometimes I just wonder if it's,
Okay. All right, you go up to the top to create. Okay, let me show you. This is one I did for Father's Day. I didn't. This is one where I added music to it. But again, all I did was just download pictures of my dad. That's all I did. Very simple to do.
No, not the way you got it hooked up there.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Typically, where are you all getting your content from? Or are you gonna do still photography? You're gonna take videos with your phones, or?
All of the above.
Yeah, typically, if you're gonna do a testimonial or something, if you're in a nonprofit, you'll do an interview, ask a few questions, and you get 3 or 4 people, and then you cut and paste and make a video out of it.
And Kim, what are you all going to do?
Basically, what Gary said, customer testimonials, highlights of services, introducing new providers, step-by-step processes of check-in, check-out, what to expect if you go to the dentist, several different,
I don't wanna go.
Yeah, I know, right? That's a fear.
Are you, any of y'all doing streaming like on Facebook? You do live streaming? Anything like that?
It's too hard to do with the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even if we
on
could
that,
do
you
it
live and die
on
by
there,
Wi-Fi.
that's what you could.
Well, this is the only thing, I have to download the app because I'm on my iPad.
Oh,
So,
That's interesting. Where are you located?
can you see if that,
Washington County.
back to Google
Almost on
Drive and
the
see if that
spectrum.
ever downloaded?
Yeah, okay.
We're having a lot of.
I probably-
issues.
oh, cannot be downloaded.
And probably because you went off of it.
Yeah.
Can you say open
Go to
in?
the branch library and get it. That's not open after 3 days a week.
Yeah, and it'd be a while before they get broadband out there so everybody can use it.
Now, I will say about this camera right here, it's called a Mevo, Mevo. This will allow you to do pre-shots while you're doing the video, because this is live, and then during the streaming, I can go and select, which it'll show up online. It will let you go, like you've got multiple cameras, but you really just have one. You can have pre-shots, and it'll do like 180 degrees panned out. But if I want to zoom in on the screen, I can do it that way, or wide angle, and you can do it like that. But that's called a Mevo, M-E-V-O, and that'll allow you to record directly to your device, or you can stream to Facebook, or there's a site called Livestream that allow you to do it, and there's one more they've started allowing you to use that's connecting to it. This has been around, what, about 3 years, 2
Yeah,
years?
It's a pretty neat device when it works, but it is like having 3 cameras in one.
When you're using your smartphone, how long a video can you make? Is that limited, or just to the
If it's
length of your
recording,
battery,
if you're
or-
recording, it's recording to how much memory you have on your phone. That's what you're limited. Now, that's why sometimes, depending on the environment, that's why I like to live stream, because I want to use their memory. And then, like, for example, Facebook, after it's up there, I can then download the video and bring it up in the Windows.
Yay, okay.
How big is that file that you download? Is it,
It depends on how many hours.
let's say it's an hour.
It's probably going to be somewhere around 700 to 1.3 gigabyte or megabyte.
700 megs.
Okay, what you need to do when you go back to the website.
Now, Tim mentioned I do streaming for my church, and it's amazing how many people now that are watching it, like they're either sick, they're traveling, whatever reason, they didn't come. But a lot of times on Sundays when it's finished, you could have up to 90 people that have viewed it during the live. And then they can also, when it's on Facebook, I mean, they can watch it anytime. It stays on Facebook on your wall for your page. But in the meantime, I still can go there as administrator and download that Facebook video and then put like an opening page. I can add captions using the software you're talking about, like who's speaking, who's singing, anything like that. I can add like a graphic, like I'll put the cover of the bulletin, and then at the end, I'll put a closing slide that has our contact information and our services and, about daycare and so forth. And then you save that file and I'll put it up on YouTube. That's some of the things you can do.
This shows you some of the different styles that you can choose, and then they got all kinds of different ones as far as the theme that you might be looking for. So let's see if we can get this to work. Now this is the video, the one above this is the video they've already made, and that shows you the background with the flag. So what you would do, you would hit this on the right. That opens up your files where all your pictures are. So let's see. Here I was at Heartwood yesterday, so let's just go this one. All right. You can take the pictures, move them around, however you want to do it. Add a title. Save. Okay. All right. Top right, there's your preview button. It just takes a second for that to do that. Basically, and this is doing it on your iPad, so it's when you do it on a laptop, it's even easier.
You can add video clips in there as well instead of just still shots.
Yeah, because remember when it went to your pictures, it'll go to your videos too, so you can just tap on that and it'll throw it into the timeline.
And it'll just kind of like integrate still shots and video
Yes.
clips and then.
And you can tell it how you want that to zoom in and zoom out, how you want that change from the still shot to the video shot. And then that video might be long, so you want to crop or use from 50 seconds to 1.3, and you want it to just use that. Then you can also edit that clip. And then you might want to add text to that.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I made a video while I was up there yesterday, and you can trim it if you want to trim it. And you get this added to the timeline.
What I did that time with Healing Hands Health Center is they had a video already, and it was like 15 minutes or something, and I said, well, gee, they only wanted to talk for like 10 minutes or 5 minutes on the video. And so I said, why don't you give it to me? So she made a copy on a thumb drive, and I took it home, and I got into this movie maker thing, and I thought, well, let me figure this out. The thing just pops up and it's got all the time on it and everything. And I said, well, I can just cut this out. And I said, well, it was about 20 minutes. I had the thing cut down. I had done the editing and everything, and I didn't even know how to get to the web page before that. So it was pretty easy. But of course, the video was already done. All I had to do was load the file. But
And that software is free on your laptop, isn't it? That Movie Maker from Microsoft.
Well, I was doing it on my PC, and then when I got finished, I just loaded it on a thumb drive and took it with me. But
But the video is just like everything else, you can move it around.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm remembering now. They have a basic, and then they have an advanced. And I've tried making the basic work for the longest time. I thought, I can't figure this out. So then I went into the advanced, and it was a whole lot easier. All the details were there.
That was the paper.
No, this was Microsoft Movie Maker.
And the advanced was free, the advanced version?
Yeah, everything was, yeah, they just said, you know, for the people that were doing this, and maybe it was a,
One thing I did learn, if you do a video and when you can, much turn your microphone off or put it back into iMovie and take the sound out. Pretty simple.
yeah, it was a whole series of interviews.
Now, one thing too I've learned with iMovie, you can adjust the background sound, like if it's, for example, when I did a drone, when I take my drone up, I might get the sound of the drone, and when I'm making a movie and I want to keep that other music in, I can adjust the sound on the video and only use the actual music file. I can adjust the sound off on that. Does that make sense? So that I don't want to hear that.
So
Sounds
you're
like a
using
bunch of bees flying.
You're using a video file and a sound file, and you just shut off the sound on the video.
Mm-hmm. You can adjust that.
Here's the one I was telling you about with Roger Miller. Again, this is where I took the file and put it on my iMovie. Technology is great when it works.
This stuff is like anything else. It's pretty easy to do, but finding the time to sit down and figure it out,
That,
you know, where do I get the time from to do that?
Well, it's just the first couple. It takes,
Yeah.
it's a little time consuming. Then it just becomes old hand. I guess the biggest thing is getting over the intimidation that I don't think I can do this. Once you get that out of the way, it does become pretty easy. The biggest thing is knowing what equipment. You know, I would suggest, even if you are going to do interviews, to get you either like a little mini tripod to set your phone in, because I don't care if you had no coffee today or what. It's hard to stand there, and you can get these to where they'll clip and use like Tim's, any phone, any size. But I would suggest a tripod. And you can get a lapel mic for less than $10. It'll hook into, like for example, an iPad. Just remember when you order or you buy this stuff to make sure it works with your device, because it depends on the end and how they plug in is the key.
yeah, I'm not getting any Wi-Fi, so it's not going to play anything unless I make one.
When you do this, what kinds of protections are inherently built in so that somebody can't alter your video, use it for their own purposes? I mean, how does that process work?
That's very hard when you put it up on, for example, YouTube. Unless you put it in and make it copyrighted, it's very hard. But, you know, to be honest, I can go in there and download somebody's video, and I can edit and make clips to it and put that. I mean, there's sites that allow you to do that. So I guess you have to be careful what you put out there, because it's really tough. Once you put it out on the internet,
If you're putting it publicly, it's public.
Yeah.
that's right. No
And
matter,
there's, you know, there's sites that have all these different PowerPoints on them too. So if you're looking for a subject of something, you know, the PowerPoints are already done. So you just download somebody else's PowerPoint, you figure out what they're talking about, and then you can edit it and save it for your own. It's, yeah.
Now with the mics and the 3-band on the plug, is that just for iDevices, or would that be for Android devices as well?
I don't have a Droid, but I would suspect anything that you order, I mean, I just say order, Amazon or whoever you go to make sure it will work with your type of device. I just know for an iPad or iOS device, it needs to have those 3 rings on it to get it to work. But I have been able to find adapters that allow me to do both. So there's too much activity. This video marketing has just taken off and with sites like now, Facebook is competing with YouTube. They want to be the main place that you go to for videos now is what Facebook is looking at. And if you look at the impact, there is more people that are watching video now on Facebook than there almost are on YouTube. Because most people are going there. I'm on Facebook for a reason. And so it's really growing. And the thing is once you've done your video, you can put it on all kinds of stuff. You can put it on your website, just put it right, plug it right in from there. And of course, you'll have a YouTube channel, hopefully. But you can also, if you do other social media sites like Instagram and Twitter, some of the others, you can link that and have that up there.
This is also, if you look to the right, this is some of the music you can choose from. They've got about a category. There's acoustic, children's, classical, country. You just select which one you want.
What about if it's a testimonial, you want your own audio to be with it? Does it just play that?
Yeah, long enough you do a video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what you got to keep in mind is that it's going to be just a certain amount of time on the Animoto. What I would recommend with that is create your Animoto presentation and then put it on iMovie and then insert the testimony. When you do a video on here, you have a little bit less control than you would on iMovie.
Yeah, but if you're interviewing somebody and they're speaking, you really can't put that in later.
You can in iMovie, but, well, yeah, because you can actually go back, like on the ones that I've done, you can go back and re-edit if you want to add something to it, yeah. But it saves everything you do. And you can always go back and re-edit and fix it and add to it and whatever.
You mean the sound that you're doing is a MP3, just their interview, it's not video?
No, like if it was a video with their, voice, with their testimonial, like with Animoto, can you just put that in as a whole, not with a musical?
Oh, yeah. You don't have to have music.
Yeah,
You don't have to have the
music out.
background music or anything. And I know you can on iMovie.
Right.
You can adjust it to where you want that. When it gets to that part of the video, the full video, when that person's talking, you can up the sound there and tell it, okay, I want you to go up a few notches to where you really want to make impact. And then once they finish speaking, then you can decrease the sound.
If you were wanting just a video of the testimonial, it would be better for them just to do like iMovie and just do the video.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like the Animoto there, that's for staging and a lot of fades and kind of like you were talking about dressing it up.
Right.
Kind of before, and then they could insert the testimonial
Right.
in the middle of the Animoto.
Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Or really even what Gary uses too. Now, I don't know that I have done that and added external music to some of the videos that I've used in that. And if you are able to do that.
In Movie Maker you're talking about?
The filming on a smartphone is pretty easy. You can get the voice, if you got a tripod, you can do an interview and all that stuff. The thing that takes the time is editing.
Yeah, but that's the fun part, though.
Get it to where you want it. If you got, an hour of footage, and
Yeah.
you only want 10 minutes, it takes a while.
That's what I call the creative part. You guys are on Facebook. You can like me on Facebook. I posted a picture last night. I was working on 2 shows plus my PowerPoint presentation last night. But that's the fun part to me, is the creation part.
And really, like you were saying, it's just, like you're saying, getting over the fear of it. I've used a couple of different editing, just download from, like I usually use Android off the Google Play or something. I found one that I like, and it's just, so if anything else, just play with it.
Yeah.
Just get something that you don't really care about, and until you get comfortable, you'll learn it. And everybody's different.
And some have more of a learning curve than the others.
Yeah, there's some, it might be a lot better program, but for me, I just wasn't catching where all the little things was. And this one, it's just, you can just click, drag.
Yep.
But you might even, when you're starting that project, it spits you out a little outline. What do you want to achieve out of it? And just like if you were starting a whole new PowerPoint presentation, you know, to me, I hate that blank sheet of paper. Where do I start from? But you have to start putting that. Okay, what do I want to accomplish first? That's the ultimate goal. And then how you want to start out. What's the intro that you want to do on that video? The content of the message that you're wanting to present. And then, of course, you always want to put that closing, that you either contact us. I mean, you're doing that
Call to
video
action,
for a
right.
reason. Yeah, you have to have that call to action. And that brings up another thing, is captions through there that you want, you know, that you might want to flash up your phone number or your website during that, especially if it is like your class schedule. You're talking with a student or whatever, you might want to flash up there, okay, to find the schedule of upcoming classes, go here. And do that multiple times. And if you forgot to do that at the beginning, you know, when you put it up on YouTube, YouTube even gives you an opportunity to add those pop-ups to your YouTube
Now, that's
video.
what she's talking about. So this is that Switcher Studio program I was telling you about. She's talking about stuff like that.
They look just like us.
Yeah, yeah. And you can add lower thirds just like this. It just gives you a more professional look. And this is stuff you can do right on the fly. You don't have to go back and redo it. And they just added this, and I was so excited when they finally did it. But it gives you a professional look, and that's what it looks like. That's the studio. I mean, it looks just like a studio. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. But if you want to get a good idea, you can see how I took probably an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of video that we shot yesterday at Hartwood for my Appalachian Living show. You can see how I turned it into an hour show. And it's going to be live at 2 o'clock. I've already got it downloaded here because we tried it live and it just didn't work out. So we tape it and then we go live at 2 o'clock on Wednesdays with the video file that I've created. And then the two ladies who host the show, get online and they interact with the people who are watching that way. We usually get between 1,000 and 2,000 people.
And that's on, what, is that Facebook?
It'll be on Facebook, and it'll be, the easiest way to get to it will be go to the Video Guy Facebook page, and you can watch it there. And then tomorrow night, I'll be doing, like I said, the Tennessee High Choral Barney live, in the Virginia High live Friday night. I love it. I loved it. I love it.
I think the long and short is, it's not really hard.
No.
Again, you have to get over that fear. And then just start playing with it. And it may be something that you might create a few videos, but you're not comfortable in putting it up on YouTube yet. You're just sharing it. But the more times that you try it, then you'll get the hang of it. It's not.
Yeah, and it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect.
You know it's not if I can do it.
That would be if I can do it. I'm Sandy standing in when she's not here.
Yes.
But I'm here to help. If you have any questions, you can contact me. I'm on Facebook most of the time. Just ask my wife, or she usually tells me that.
And Tim, for the folks here, can we, can you upload or convert your presentation to PDF and send it to Jennifer and myself, and we can share it with all of you all, as long as you signed in or you fill out the sheet, we'll get it to you.
That's got all the numbers and stuff. That's kind of boring, but yeah.
Well, it also will talk more about about the equipment.
Yeah, I'll have some examples and prices on some of the equipment, yeah.
Last time we talked about this, I was in Walmart doing something, and I said, let's see what they got. But they had those little tripods. They had 3 or 4 different kinds, and they were really cheap.
Yeah.
I was amazed.
Sure. The folks that created Livestream was the ones that designed that camera.
And Sandy, did you read yesterday where Vimeo bought Livestream?
No, I did not.
Yes, they bought
Okay.
Livestream. Yep.
I did not. I guess I was on my way back from South Boston at that time.
Anybody have any questions? Or if you want to talk afterwards, I have an hour before I have to go live.
The orange iographer?
Yes.
I mean, did you say that one was only $59?
$60 here.
And it's the camera and
No, it's just the device.
See, your
Oh,
iPad fits inside that.
The iPad snaps into it.
okay, I
Yeah.
see. So you just put an iPad in there
Right.
and,
Is it just for iPad or could any,
I see, I think he can do some Android stuff, just a matter of the size. But the main thing is this has to line up.
so why do you like that better than just like the iPad by itself?
Because it's it's easier to put on a tripod, and where I will use my wireless mics. Let me show you. Like this. This is my receiver. So I'll just put my receiver into that like that, and here's the receiver.
What's the receiver?
The receiver is like if I was talking to you on a wireless mic, you would you would have the transmitter in your pocket, the lapel mic, so that communicates back and forth this way.
So that'll pick up your voice when you speak.
Like almost like you're right there.
and you can
So
put
the
an,
sound quality is just a lot better.
and you can put an external light?
Yeah,
Can you-
light. And the cool thing about this one, this is the new version, is you can actually, it's got a place to put it on on your tripod. You put this way, or this way. I mean, it's super cool.
Y'all getting seasick?
It probably doesn't seem like it, but I'm sure just having those handles.
Yep, and
After
I
you're-
have done some stuff with that. Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you're just sitting there trying to hold your pad versus having something like that.
And Tim, what's the new thing that's out that's, that you can, it's a that you hold in your hand, you can
Oh.
put your phone on, but
Osmo.
it's like what it would use in my drone. It'll keep the
Yeah.
camera steady and it just moves.
I'm still debating on that thing. I've got one that's $300, and what you hook your phone into it basically like this, and you hold it in your hand, you turn it on, and it's like a Steadicam, and you can control it left or right, and it's like a professional.
It just
camera.
keeps you, it keeps
Yeah.
you if you've had too much coffee, but it keeps it steady too as you move it. It's not moving the camera up and down because that little ball is just keeping the camera
Yeah,
steady,
it
level.
makes it look like cinema style quality. Yeah. But I haven't used it that much. The only time I would really use that too for concerts where I can get up close and personal. I can just walk around like that and get real close to the guitar or something like that. But I have done many of those.
What are those called though? I can't,
Osmo.
Osmo.
OSMO, I think is what it's called. But they're pretty pricey. The first one I had wouldn't charge, and I had to send it back. So they've had some issues with it. Just like with that thing, they've had some issues on mine with that. So I don't use that anymore either. That one's about $200.
But if anyone in here wanted to get into developing videos, and they already have a smartphone, what's most everybody have? iPhone or Droid?
How do you feel about the GoPro cameras and things?
Haven't used them much, not much experience at all with them. My son has one, but that's just never had a need to use one.
In our world, we go out and film on a farm and how different plants are growing and things like that, and do video on that and show people how to do certain things farm related. So the gentleman that does the video, he uses GoPro, but I don't know if that's the most efficient thing to use.
That, I think if I'm not mistaken, that and what Sandy uses with her drone, the files are so big, once you get the project done, they're really kind of hard to work with. But I've worked with the drone one time, and the file was huge to deal with it.
But probably what though, he still has to take it's probably all saved on an SD card on that GoPro. So he has to take that out and probably put it in his computer to edit it and all kind of that kind of stuff. See, I've done on my iPhone at family get-togethers. I just add pictures and take some video, and I can be sitting there while my brother's making really bad jokes that people are trying to laugh at. I can create a video, put music in the background, and have that done, and I can airdrop it to the family members with just in a matter of minutes with just what's built into your phone using iMovie. Again, I can add music or not music, but videos and still photos and just have that intersecting on.
So iMovie's already, like if I have an iPhone, it's
Yeah.
already.
It's not, you have to download it,
Yeah,
but.
it's a free app.
Mhm.
Wow. This is like a whole.
And it might be a little bit difficult to use on a phone, but on an iPad,
I do
it's
it on the
awesome.
phone too.
It's awesome.
You guys, it's sustainable development, use a drone for your field trips and stuff?
Not right now.
Oh, man, some of the stuff Sandy has is really cool.
Yes.
I just do it on
I mean, if you're showing a farm and stuff, well, that'd be
Yeah.
a ticket for you guys.
this just, I just play on the farm with it. I always wanted one, so, you know, kids and their toys, but it is kind of nice to watch my brother. I filmed him cutting hay this year, you know, from cutting it, and then a few days later, they're baling the hay and so forth, or mom in the garden, but you can do a lot really back on your phone. That's why I tell everybody too, if you're gonna upgrade your phone, I wouldn't get anything under 128 megabyte. I went ahead and just got the max on my phone when I bought a new, and same way with an iPad, because you can't add to it, and if you're gonna be using a lot to do video and create content, you're always gonna be having to delete stuff,
Yeah.
to move it around to be able to handle capacity that you need, and I'd just rather make
Those
that.
videos take up a lot of file, a lot of space.
What about iCloud?
You can, but now you have to be someplace that you've got good Wi-Fi to move that around.
So you can film it on your phone though, and then upload it to.
You
cloud.
can, you can do that, or just upload it to YouTube wherever you want it, or, you know, you can use things like, Google Photos, where you can back up all your photos and so forth when you're at night. Just tell it to back it up into if you've got a Gmail account, you've got access to 5 gigabyte of free storage to Google Drive photos.
Yeah, Google Drive's enough good.
Sorry, how much did you recommend? What was that?
I think now it's two
What's that? Your phone?
for phone and storage.
128, 256.
256, I think, is about the max.
Biggest iPhone, I was looking at 7 yesterday. Yeah.
The thing I don't like about the 7s now is I can't plug in an external mic or anything because they don't have the plug that goes in right there.
Megabytes or gigabytes?
Gigabyte.
That then they're selling an adapter that allows you to do that, which, yeah, it's just because people complain so much.
Money.
I don't know about the.
And then I don't know about the Droid. I would say it's probably similar. They all keep up with the memory. I just learned from experience. Go ahead and pay a little bit more up front because you can't add memory to it later. You just add, if you're going to buy a phone, smartphone, whichever device, is go ahead and get more memory now. Especially if you're going to do what you're saying, because you're going to need that space. And the worst thing you can do, you're ready to do that interview with someone, I only have a few minutes, and then you don't have the space. And so I have to make that decision, what am I going to get rid of? And you got to do all that pretty quickly, and I just don't want to go with it.
Tim,
Yes, ma'am.
I have an 8-year-old boy who, for the past, I mean, literally probably since he was 5, he has it in his mind, he wants to be a, cameraman.
Okay.
What would you recommend for him to get, for him to start, kind of even just starting to play with filming stuff, or he doesn't have the phone yet?
Either an iPhone or an iPad.
Yeah, but if he doesn't have a phone, you can get these little, they're like a downgrade from a GoPro, but they're for kids. Do you have a card? You have a card, or I can give you one of my cards. Contact me, because I bought a little cheap one, because we were having a family reunion last year, and I wanted to put that on a tripod and kind of have it time-lapse. But it looks kind of like a mini GoPro,
He
but
wants
and
a GoPro, but
and
they're pricey,
and it can go in a case that's watertight,
That's what we need, that's what we need.
but it's made for kids, you know, young kids. And that would help him to get started, where he can do both still and video. And then if he's got, you know, a computer, you know, he can just plug it
He has
in.
an iPad. It's all crap, but. But he has.
I'm not sure though, he would probably have to have the adapter where you can hook an SD card into your iPad.
If it's what
I
you
think
do
there's
with
40 or 60 bucks. It's a little adapter that your SD card can go into your, the side of your iPad. And that way then he could then import those cameras, the video and still photos onto his iPad and start doing it that way.
You mentioned you had a cracked
Screen.
screen. If y'all don't know, and I don't think they do laptops or any of that, but there's a cell phone repair place in the Pinnacle Shopping Center. You didn't know that. And I do a lot of home improvement and destruction. Part of which was I did something that broke the lens on my camera. Just didn't do anything else with the phone except break that. And I took it down there and they said, yeah, we'll just order you a new part. And 2 or 3 days later, I was fixed. And then I, when I was plugging in the charger, I went in at the wrong angle or something, and I screwed up that little thing in there, and I took it down there, and I ordered the part. A couple days later, it's fixed. Pardon? $30 each.
That's better than sending it off to,
Before Bristol number 11, it's called just the resale store, RECL store.
Where's that? At exit 11?
Not exit 11, it's exit 7. It's there beside, it's there beside that place called, is it It's My Party or Catch My Party, where they rent out those rooms? It's the brown buildings there. If you're going on number 11 this way, it's right there on the right.
Oh, on Highway 11. On the right. Okay. Anyway, there's a place in Pinnacle, and they're, you know, they worked out pretty good for me. I didn't have to buy them home phone.
now it could take a couple of weeks to send it to Apple. Well, and I don't know about your Droid, but it can be, and pricey too, if you're out of warranty. They'll stick you pretty severely there.
Yeah, these to repair the lens and was $30, and repair the plug-in, which that was $30. The parts I don't think cost that much, but they do it right there. They say, here, give me your phone. And, you know, once they get the part, they say, give me the phone and go walk around for 10 minutes and have it fixed.
But back to what I was saying, if you're wanting to start doing video, if you already have a phone, if you just want to get an external mic, your lapel mic that hooks right in, even with the cord, not go with the wireless, because those can be pricey, you could get that for 10 or 12 bucks from Amazon. If you can get one of these little cheap tripods, or this one here is about 14 bucks, and you can adjust it. You could either have it to where it sits on the table, or if you're doing an outside shot and you want to turn it on to a fence post or to a tree to hold your camera or your microphone in place, or your phone to do that. Like if you don't have that third person to hold the phone and you're wanting to do that interview and you're wanting to be there beside of them, then you could just wrap that around a pole or something and get it. So basically for less than $100, you've got it. Probably everything that you need, especially the software. You need either get free, or there's apps out there that cost very little to get it on there.
Now, Sandy, do you have the test prepared for him to see if he remembers all this stuff so he can get a good grade?
I bet he remembers more than any of the rest of us.
Yeah, he's like, I got this. There's no problem. You got this.
So, as usual, we want to thank Tim. He has been a great partner for as long as I've been here and always does a great job. Next week, October the 4th, is video marketing. So you know, if you are interested in what we've been doing today, I think that next week will be the
High
great
Road,
follow-up.
the High Road Agency. Is it? what is it, High Road?
Yes, the High Road Agency.
High Road Agency out of Johnson City will be doing that on how to now, you've created that video, now how do I market it?
Right.
And to put the legs onto that video to get noticed.
So we have a new list of all of the upcoming classes on the back of our Business Challenge flyer. So please take a couple flyers with you. If you know anybody that is an entrepreneur or potential entrepreneur, please take those, hand them out, and help us
Was this
market our
anybody's
5th
first
annual
time?
Business Plan Challenge.
It's your first time? You can't beat the price, can
Yeah.
What's the name of the session?
Thank
you?
you.
Here, creating, how to create a video. And next week will be video marketing. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.